Hey everyone, welcome back to this episode of BKTV News, our last episode of 2018. First off, we're going to go to my segment about the retiree luncheon that happened a couple weeks ago.
We're here at the Retired Staff Luncheon, and we do this annual event to honor the people that have retired from the Farmington School District. FCCLA hosted, and it's a catered meal for them in appreciation for what they do.
Today we have decorated all of the tables and set them out to get ready. We have helped our caterer get ready for our retired staff. So we've prepared the desserts and we have done everything that we can to all for the retired staff. It's really important to serve them because they have done so much for this school, and so we want to know that they are appreciated.
Superintendent Secretary and Board of Education Secretary. I sent the invitations to the retired teachers, to the group of them, and then also worked with the caterer and the FCCLA ladies to get the desserts and everything set up. We had about 90 teachers RSVP, which is our largest so far, so it's really great. Seeing all the retired teachers come together, hearing their stories, lots of laughter of things of the past that they like to share.
I'm Dan Stott, taught math in the high school, 1968 to 1998. Yes, came here for 1 year and look what happened. It's a good district though and a good town, so I ended up staying here. The first 6 or 8 years I did the yearbook, and then after that got more into church music on the side, so stayed busy. Getting to see people that maybe you don't run into all the time. The scary part is becoming one of the older ones at the dinner. So,
my name is Linda Hook, and I taught in the Farmington School District from 1983 until 2015. One time we went on a trip and our percussion section packed up everything, but no one loaded it. So when we got to our destination, everybody was looking around, where's the equipment? And all of a sudden, all the percussionists get this really white-faced stare, and they're like, nobody loaded it. So we had to scramble and borrow from different schools, and they never lived that one down. And I'm super excited because my daughter Claire is the high school choir director, so I get to hear her students sing today. It's just nice to see people that you worked with, and I like seeing the younger students as well and see how things have changed and evolved, and it's just a great time. We appreciate the school district doing this for us.
Next, we're going to be looking at my segment over the holidays. We're about to go on winter break, and I looked at how FHS gives back during the holidays.
Hi FHS, I'm Abby Gent. I'm here with Mr. Nays, the Farmington High School Band Director. Mr. Nays, would you like to talk about the different events that your band does for the community for the holidays?
Sure. We have Tuba Christmas, and that actually just happened last night. And then we also had the Christmas parade on Tuesday.
Awesome. So with Tuba Christmas, where are the different places that you go, and what are the reactions that you get when you guys start playing?
So we stand between the two entrances at Walmart. It's always nice to watch people kind of drive by and give you the questionable look, and then as people come in to buy Christmas presents or groceries, I think maybe we may help entice them to buy more just because they're a little happier since we were there. So it's cool.
And with the Christmas parade, how do you guys get involved in that, and what planning goes in to perform?
Sure. So that's run by the Chamber of Commerce, and so I just communicate with them to get into that. The music that we prepare for that is pretty easy to prepare. The kids all know the songs. And it's just standard Christmas music that they've been playing since middle school during this time as well. So it's pretty easy to throw together last minute. But it works out really well, and people love seeing us there. It's a great event. It was nice that it was snowing, but it wasn't sticking to the ground. It's like we were in a snow globe. It was pretty cool.
How do you and your students feel to be able to participate in the different activities that Farmington as a whole does?
Sure, that's a very cool, a very big part of what we try to do here is to try and be integrated in the school community, especially because of how many kids we have in the band. whether it's supporting through pep rallies or at athletic events, or even just these outreach things where it's not directly at the school. It's very important to us that we get to be involved in that, and we don't just stay in our room and play classical music. We want to get out there and do other things.
Here is Sydney Burkhouse, the president of FFA. During the holidays, FFA does a variety of things to give back during the holidays. Sydney, would you like to elaborate?
Sure. So every year, FFA does our annual bell ringing at Walmart and JCPenney's. So that's one thing that we do. This year, we've actually decided to try something new and partner with a local home called Shared Blessings. Around Thanksgiving, we went ahead and packaged 20 meals for all of them with sides and a ham, I believe, to give back to people who might not have had a warm meal on Thanksgiving. For Christmas, we actually are doing a hygiene drive where we have each grade level of members bring in different hygiene products. It's a little competition between the grades, but it also, the bigger picture is that we are actually bringing in products to help these people who don't have them for the holidays. And it's kind of a little Christmas gift, but also a necessity for them.
What do you and other members of FFA do to plan for these different events each year?
So with our events this year, they, like I said, it was a first-time thing. So it's a little bit of a trial and error for our Thanksgiving dinner prep, but it actually went pretty smoothly. Our organization paid for all of the ingredients and such, and so it was our job as members to make sure that they all got in the right areas and that recipes were printed out so that everything was made correctly and nothing was majorly messed up. But thank goodness that we can follow directions pretty well and everything got where it needed to be. So that actually went pretty smoothly for the first time. And then for the hygiene drive, it's kind of a new thing too. But in previous years, we kind of based it off of something we've done in previous years, which is a canned food drive. So that was kind of a competition between everybody, and it really got everybody involved in bringing things. So we set it up the same way, where each grade brings certain hygiene products, and it's kind of a competition to see who can bring the most and that sort of thing. So that way, hopefully, we get a good turnout with all of the products. And then at our annual barn warming, we package all of these things. So we'll actually take all of the products and put them in individual bags so that we can sort of give everyone at the home a gift of their own. Really stress that when it comes down to it, that they remember what they're doing for these people and that they don't have these things that we do that we take for granted every day. So it's kind of a humbling experience because you don't realize how many people really go without it, especially during the holidays and at this time of year it gets really cold. So that's why we encourage them to really put their hearts into it and not worry about the prices and stuff. Just be more focused on how other people don't have these things, and if you were in their position, what would you do? What would you want? You'd be grateful for anything that you could get. So we really stress that they remember to be grateful and that other people don't have what they have, and so it kind of just helps put into perspective how we should act and how we should be towards others during this time.
I'm here with Ms. Herbert, the sponsor for the World Cafe. Ms. Herbert, I know that you guys do a women's shelter Christmas party. Would you like to explain what that is?
Actually, this is the first year we've done this. They've asked us several times because we do an event with them in October for Halloween, and we do that every year. But this is the first year we've ever done anything with Christmas, and so every Monday their moms have like a sit-down session with just the moms. It's like a counseling type group session, and the kids need something to do, and so they allow us to come over on Mondays and do activities with the kiddos. So December 17th, we're going over there. We're actually going to have a pancake and PJ party. So I'm taking invitations to them next Monday, so all the kids will get an invite, and I'm really excited.
What does World Cafe do to plan for the event this year?
Pinterest. I found some really good pancake and pajama parties on Pinterest, and so I just went through them and picked out some things that are manageable to do within an hour to 2 hours, picked out different games that we're going to do with them, the menu types things, but basically, yeah. We're going to do Pinterest, and then the Monday on the 17th, we're actually going to stay after school and do all the cooking and making, the decorations and all that stuff. So we're basically going to go all day and then stay after to finalize the planning and make foods and then show up at 5. So it's going to be a really long day on Monday.
How special is it for you and World Cafe that you have started to do this?
The kids love it. They, they're kind of like a forgotten group. Their families are going through hardships, and because of the nature of their situation, they're not really out and about a whole lot. So for us to come over there and spend time with them and to make them feel important and special, they just love it and they just soak it up. And so it's really great. And it's great for our kids too to see the world is much bigger than sometimes our mindset is. So
Next, let's go to Ethan Burke as he gives us an insight on the boys basketball season.
The winter sports season is officially underway, and with that, boys basketball is kicking it into high gear. They are currently 4-1, and I was able to sit down with Tyson Gray, Cole Lawrence, and Cole Gershenberger to get some insight on their season and what they're looking forward to this year.
It means a lot. There's a lot of tradition that carries with Farmington High School basketball, especially in the past few years. Definitely, getting in the right direction, getting to some big wins. Hopefully we can add some banners with the Farmington High School basketball team. Yeah, so I know myself, Chad, Cole, and Bryce for sure have played since Civic Center first grade, and fortunate enough to have Ethan join us not too long after that, and eventually Evan back in middle school to kind of round out that senior class. But it means a lot because we kind of know each other so well and know what we do and what we like, and just that chemistry and just natural basketball IQ that connects us on the court at all times. It's definitely an advantage when we go against teams that maybe don't have that same chemistry and that connection.
I've known the team since probably first grade. I've known all of you. We've always been playing together, and I feel like we have really good team chemistry, and it's real nice. And it's really nice that G came in and could be such good chemistry with us too, being his first year here.
I think for them, I know especially, Isaiah, Brant's not going to shy away from the spotlight. He's gonna shoot it, when he's open. He's fearless on the basketball court, and so I think he may get a little flustered at times, but that's just all part of the learning experiment, and it's just up to us to kind of tell him, hey, just keep shooting when you're open, and whenever he's in a slump, just go fill the bottom of the cup, get a layup, and work your way back out, and make sure he's focusing, on the defensive end. That's one thing that young guys really, coming into the program, maybe kind of struggle with is, the intensity on defense, not ready for varsity athletes and varsity ball, but both him and Isaiah have done a really good job so far. With Isaiah, it's just, same thing I tell myself, let the game come to you. And, we're building for the future with those two. So it's only a learning experience right now, and once they become upperclassmen, they'll be ready to shine and kind of dominate their competition.
Yeah, it's really nice to have them kind of on the team and kind of know how to play their role, but it's also really nice for them as well to come in with such a great group of seniors. I think we have 7, to come in and learn from them and get better every day.
In our program, I'd say be fearless. We have a really tight-knit group of seniors, obviously, but we're not going to be, the bullies of the program. We want Isaiah, we want Brent to be up there. They have talent that a lot of us don't have. And so we want them, obviously, we want them to play inside our system just like we will, but we want them to succeed. We want to see them succeed because we take them in and bring them into the brotherhood. So if I were to tell just, freshmen, just come in and, play your game. Don't be scared. It's a learning experience, and if you're a freshman, on varsity, you got 4 years. So just take it all in while you can.
I would say don't cheat any rep, and that you should just go hard all the time, because once it's your last year, and you're going to wish you could do it all over again.
Yeah, so kind of like the same thing. I'd say don't take a year for granted. So I actually didn't even play my freshman year, and looking back now, I really wish I would have, and kind of because that would have helped me develop. But yeah, definitely don't take a year for granted, and take every rep seriously, like you said.
For BKTV News, I'm Ethan Burke.
Next, let's go to the interview I had with Lake and Cash about this golf season. Okay, what's your name and what grade are you in?
I'm Lakin Cash, and I'm a junior here at FHS.
What have been some of your team's accomplishments this year?
So this year we had 2 district finalists. That would be me and Kayla Dodson. Kayla Dodson and I also recorded Farmington Match Play Championships. That was Kayla's first and my third. And also for the second consecutive year in a row, Farmington has recorded a hole-in-one during conference play. So congrats to Kayla on that.
Yeah. And where's your favorite place to play?
Hands down, our home course, Crown Point, here in Farmington. You know, we see a lot of great courses all throughout the year, and it's just great to come back home and have some place like that you can really get that caliber of work in.
And what's your favorite aspect of being a part of golf?
The environment, hands down. You know, our team just always comes in, always has a good time, is always ready to work, and there's never a dull moment with our girls. So.
And what's your favorite memory you have of golf in your years at FHS?
Oh, there's so many. There's definitely so many. I don't know if I could talk about them all. It's silly, just like every practice is something you come home and you're like, yeah, I'll remember that for a while. Me getting my 3rd match play championship was super great. I remember that one. And also being with Kayla, we were partners on the day she got her hole-in-one. So that was a pretty crazy experience. So yeah, lots of hugs, lots of jumping. So.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Hey, Abby, what's for lunch?
I don't know. Let's go to Ryan Findler as he gives us new news about the cafeteria.
This is Miss Erin Kreitz, Food Service Director for the Farmington School District. She sent out a school-wide survey looking to find information from the students about the lunch menu. Maddie Burke and I sat down with her in inquiry about what she was looking to find through this survey and what changes she would like to see.
Okay, so we have some questions for her. What are the different components for a meal at FHS?
We actually have 5 different components that we have to serve everybody to have a healthy and well-balanced meal. It'd be you have to have a meat, you have to have a fruit, a vegetable, milk, and a grain.
Okay.
We also wanted to know popular menu items.
Some popular menu items are the Crispitos, the chicken noodle soup, and the chili. Those are our 3 probably top sellers.
So you are going to send out a survey to the school. What are you hoping to get back from it?
I am hoping to get back what is everybody's favorites, what would they just don't care for and don't want to see, and then what would they like to see on the menu, what would make them eat more at the school versus bringing their lunch.
So how can students tell you what they're feeling about the lunches?
Well, actually, we're going to make a Google form that's going to go out to all the students, and that way they can tell me what they like, what they don't like. So if you have an opinion, go ahead and fill out that Google form for me so I could get new things rolling.
The survey consisted of questions such as, how many days a week do you bring your lunch to school? How often do you go through the a la carte line? And what type of entree item would you like to see added to the menu? Then I set out to get some opinions from students who eat lunch at school every day.
Honestly, I feel like they're working with what they have, like this milk that's been run through a Brita filter and the styrofoam chicken that I just enjoyed. But, you know, other than that, it is what it is.
There are many menu items that literally no one likes and should be taken off the menu because 2 people get that line and then there's 800 people in the other line, and it is more economical to just have the things that people like more often than just rice or whatever the gross oriental chicken option is.
I feel like we have a lot of the same thing, and it's a lot of bland, flavorless things. I also feel like maybe we should accommodate some people who have alternative diets.
So, if changes are deemed necessary, we may see new additions to the lunch menu in the near future.
Now we're going to go to Javen as he looks into the wrestling season.
Hello and welcome, Farmington High School. This is Javen Cotterick with BKTV. In this segment, I had an exclusive interview with John Krause, the wrestling coach, and Dalton Berg, a senior wrestler here at Farmington High School. Hope you guys enjoy. How long have you been wrestling?
I've been wrestling for about the last 5 years. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about wrestling?
Probably the part where we get to compete one-on-one against each other, where you don't have to rely on an entire team to carry you. It's just you and the other guy.
Would you recommend wrestling to younger students?
Yeah, I would recommend it. It builds a lot of character. It shows you what you have inside yourself to stand certain adversity and stuff like that. So I'd recommend it.
Do you plan on continuing wrestling later on in your career?
Maybe. It just kind of depends on how it would open itself up in that kind of stance, yeah.
Wrestling is a unique sport, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. Love it. I tell the boys all the time. I'm at the point. I think I have a lot of knowledge that I can share, and I constantly try and grow as a coach, and so I enjoy trying to help them maximize what they're doing as individuals and as wrestlers. I love the competition side of it. Pre meet, getting warmed up and going. I love it. But I'm at the point where I just like being in the room. I like just the brawling in the room and having fun with wrestling. The competition side of it's fun. I'll always get enjoyment out of that. But if I could just go in and work out every day and just wrestle, it's a great sport. I don't know. I figure. So I figure when I'm not enjoying it anymore, or if somebody comes along, one of the younger guys are really ready to take over as a head coach, then it'll be time for me to get out. But right now, I think I still am growing and have a lot to learn and a lot to offer. And so as long as I feel like I'm being a positive influence, then I look to continue.
How is the wrestling team doing this season?
It's going really well. Like I said, we're always, unfortunately, teams and actually in all aspects of life, too often we're measured by results, first place and championships and things like that. And those are starting to come around for us. We've been a little bit elusive the last couple of years with just where we were at development-wise. But I think that we're really in a good place culturally as far as developing as individuals first and wrestlers second. But that's all coming together. We've got a group of boys right now. And again, I always say boys, but we include Clara in there, that are they want to be good individuals first, and so I think culturally the program is in a really good place. We're back. It feels not unlike some of those teams that we had that were winning state championships, that are really tight as teams and have good individuals that are wanting to do the right things. None of us are perfect, but they seem to want to do the right things and put the effort in, and they just enjoy being in the room and being around each other. And when that's happening, it's a great thing. So I think we're doing really well culturally. We're doing really well in growth and working, and it's paying dividends because those results are starting to come around a little bit also. Well, anybody can wrestle. Not everybody stays around. It's a tough sport, and we've got a sign up in our room now, and it says we are not your kind of people. And wrestlers are a little bit different. You have to be. And you kind of got to enjoy that. And it doesn't mean that we can't be good people, but we have a little bit different mindset. So I would encourage anyone that's willing to, wanting to challenge themselves and find out what they're capable of as individuals and to try it and give it a go. Right now it's too late to come out for this season, but we'll have a spring and summer session that if somebody's wanting to try it, they can come in and see in kind of a less non-threatening way of whether it's a sport for them.
Finally, let's go over to Cam as he takes a look at girls swim.
This is Austin Atnip with Nightlife Media and BKTV. I'm here with Coach Daniels, the brand new swim coach of FHS, and he's going to be directing and coaching the girls swim team this winter. So, Coach Daniels, there's been a huge influx of girls this season. So, why do you think that so many girls decided to join the team?
I'm really not sure where they came from. But some of the girls that swam last year were interested in recruiting new people, so I think they did. They did a good job.
With the addition of so many new girls, though, there's obviously a lot of girls who are inexperienced when it comes to competitive swimming. So what's your plan right now to work with the other 3 captains in order to get those inexperienced girls catched up?
Well, we're going to have some of the girls work with them on the dives and the strokes, and I'll be watching. We probably won't take everybody to the meets, but we'll just take the ones that excel the fastest, and then try to get the others entered in as they learn the strokes.
So the first meet this season is scheduled for December 4th against Cape Central and Jackson. So how do you think that meet is going to go? Are you confident about it?
I don't even know yet because I've just seen the talent that we have twice now, and we'll just have to see. Jackson and Central are 2 really strong teams, so we'll just have to see where we fall.
This is Austin Atnip with BKTV Media. I actually have a freshman girl swimmer. What's your name?
Cassie Widows.
Cassie Widows here as an interviewer for the girls swim team. So I have a few questions for you. There's a surplus of new girls this year. What made you decide to join the team?
Well, I also play tennis, so I thought it was a good way to keep in the mindset of working hard on the off season. So I thought it would just be a good way to keep active.
So do you have an idea yet of which stroke you'd like to specialize in? Because most people, they're flyers or they do backstroke most of the time. Do you have an idea of which one you would like to do?
Probably backstroke. Yeah.
I backstroke too. So, how do you feel about the fact that you have 3 team captains, and how do you feel about them as persons?
I know all 3 team captains from marching band, so I feel really confident in their leadership skills, and I'm happy about it.
How do you feel about the upcoming meet against Cape Central and Jackson on December 4th? Do you feel confident about it, or are you a little nervous?
Well, I'm kind of nervous because this is my first year, so I guess I think everybody's nervous.
Do you have an idea of which event you'd like to swim?
Not really, probably backstroke.
Or backstroke, something like that. Maybe. All right. Well, thank you for the interview.
Here with Superintendent Matt Rubel, talking about our...
How we doing, sir?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Good, good.
Potentially talking about our 2019 bond that our district could be receiving. Could you just tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, whenever we're looking at district improvements or upgrades, we have a mechanism through the state where we're allowed to sell bonds to raise money for district projects. And again, this is potential because the board hasn't voted on it yet, but we've been doing some legwork, looking at facility replacements and upgrades, safety and security, and some additional instructional space and technology as well, kind of those 4 major categories we used back in 2013-14 for the last bond issue.
Yeah.
But doing facility needs assessment work, meeting with administrators, teacher leaders, directors throughout the district to kind of evaluate where we're at and try to assess what our needs are for the upcoming bond issue.
I know recently our school received a bond to pay for our new gym or et cetera, and I think it's science wingers. So
yes.
Why is the one so early again? What's the cause of receiving it?
So when we're looking at those needs, obviously trying to evaluate where we're at, where we need to be in the future, projecting that out. Obviously looking at again those 4 major categories: the safety and security, instructional space, technology. Evaluating where we're at, where we need to be, and looking at what our bonding capacity will be. There's obviously some needs, and we have the potential to sell those bonds and do those projects.
How will this affect people that that don't go to the school, like Farmington taxpayers, etc.?
It's actually no tax increase, so it will be exactly the same taxes, and our taxes actually are one of the lowest. We run a comparison of St. John, Madison, St. Louis, Jefferson, and St. Francis County, obviously. And out of those, I believe there are 52 schools that are evaluated, on their total bonding capacity. Ours is actually 50th as far as the lowest.
Really?
So, which is a great thing, and part of that is because of the growth that we have in our community. We've had a ton of growth, businesses, houses being built, and
Seems like every year we're getting like more and more students just coming into the school.
absolutely. So, again, that adds to those needs that we have as a school district.
The boys and girls Farmington cross country team put a lot of miles in this last fall. I got a chance to catch up with Coach Stone to see how the season went.
So, in terms of this past cross-country season, coming into the season, we on the boys' side, we were excited. We wanted to win the conference championship. Ultimately, we ended up losing a couple of our top runners to season-ending injuries, and it was a real challenge, but we still managed to get that done. Had a narrow victory, 5 points over North County for a conference championship. Overall, I would judge the season as a successful season. We didn't quite get to where we wanted to. We didn't get anybody through to the state meet, but we had a lot of great performances. A lot of our young guys came along really nicely over the course of the season. Now, on the girls' side of things, it was a little bit different. We had some real high goals on the girls' side. We wanted to win the conference championship. We wanted to advance out of the district meet. We knew we were going to have a very young team, a lot of freshmen running at the varsity level. In the end, we had 4 freshman girls out this year. All 4 of them made varsity. They were really good. They combined nicely with our 3 upperclassmen, who were Corinne Myers, Natasha Hafner, and Cassandra Ramos were our 3 upperclassmen on varsity. Had a good season. We won conference. We placed 3rd at the district meet behind Jackson and Lindbergh, advanced on to sectionals. A super great season out of the girls, and they've been doing great this winter, getting ready for track. So kind of looking back on it, was very pleased with the boys and girls cross-country seasons this year, and very excited about where we go from here. So in terms of the future, on the boys' side, we've got a couple of kids coming up for middle school who we feel like are probably going to be able to make varsity level contributions pretty early. The big thing for us on the boys' side right now in terms of our future is the 2 guys who missed basically this whole cross-country season for the most part, who we were really needing, our 2 sophomores, Adam Perry and Colin Hollifield. If we get Adam and Colin back for the 2019 cross-country season and they're healthy and things are going well, that's a game changer for the team. We become a much stronger team with those 2 guys healthy than we are without them. We've got a nice package of runners supplementing those guys. We have with Brian Contreras and Ryder Hunt and Alex Green and Thomas Lee, we've got a really strong core of guys who are already there. But if we can combine that with our upcoming middle schoolers and get Colin and Adam back healthy, we're going to be in line, hopefully, to have some real success as we go forward. In terms of the girls, what we're looking for there, we've got a couple of girls coming over from middle school next year who we're very confident are going to make varsity level contributions. And considering we're only graduating 1 of our top 7 from this year, we feel very confident going forward that we can take what is already a really strong girls team and hopefully take it to the next level.
Next, let's learn about FHS's new addition, our esports division.
Farmington High School recently held an esports exhibition at Truman Auditorium. Before the exhibition, I had a chance to talk with Andy White, who helped organize the event. I also interviewed a couple of the participants.
What's going to be your mindset going into the tournament?
I'm just going to go out and have fun. The leaders of the program told us that it's just fun. We're not playing for anything. So I think what we're really going to do is we're going to go feel out the competition for later events. But yeah, and I'm just going to go out and have fun.
What's going to be your strategy?
Honestly, I don't know. We haven't really got to discuss that yet. We'll probably talk about it, hopefully, before the tournament. But if we don't, we'll be all right.
Do you think this program is going to be something that can be continued throughout future school years?
Yeah, actually. I think it's going to be a great way for kids to go out, have fun, meet new people, make friends. So yeah, I think it will be.
All right, thank you. How would you describe the process of bringing this gaming tournament from talk to real life?
So whenever I started discussing with the company called Yukatsu, this was probably back in October, early October, I saw them at a technology directors conference, and I had a discussion with them about what it would take for them to come down and show or maybe do an exhibition. And they basically said it'd take quite a bit of coordination with the current Columbia Public Schools because they're the only teams that they had at the time. So over the course of the next probably 4 weeks, on a probably every other day basis, I communicated with them on what we could do, how we could set this up, and eventually I got other schools in the area to buy in to make sure that people would come, superintendents would come, kids would come, and in fact we got central schools to commit a couple teams to challenge Farmington schools, and we have a couple teams with Farmington now. So not only is Columbia Public Schools will be coming down with some esports teams, but we also have teams locally for this exhibition. And it all came about through a lot of communication with Columbia Public Schools and Yukatsu.
Okay, and what kind of equipment was used in the gaming tournament?
So the equipment was probably a higher end gaming equipment. I think they used various brands. Obviously, this is equipment that Yukatsu brought down because we don't have that type of equipment at the local schools. So they're bringing down some higher end gaming equipment with some gaming monitors. I think they were 24-inch monitors, some gaming mice, keyboards, gaming keyboards. They set up TVs in front for the audience to view what was going on in each one of the individual stations. And they also have gaming chairs that were set up.
Thanks for watching this episode of BKTV News. We'll see you in 2019.